Hey everyone, this week I'm going to be lecturing to you on Chapter 4 of Robert Solomon's book, and Chapter 4 is called Rationality, Truth, and Problem of Knowledge. To start the chapter, it talks about the way that we see the world, and it raises the question of what do we really know about this world that we live in? Is our subjective experience of this world true, or is it not true? This world's a big place, and we've all lived here for several years, and there's a lot of things going on in the world, and we just assume that everything in this world that we're living in is real. We don't assume that we're hallucinating or that we're having illusions or something like that. We can typically look at things and tell that they're real. We can look at each other and we think, oh, that person is real because they're living and they're breathing and they're conscious just like I am. Then again, we can also look at a book, like this book right here, and we can know that it's real because we can touch it and we can feel it, and we know that it's not part of an illusion or just our imagination or something like that. For the next topic, how do we know that we know something? This is an interesting topic because you think that you actually know something, but do you really know it? Epistemology is the study of knowledge in philosophy, and it focuses on the question of what is truth? Are the things that we know really the truth? This question brings us to one of the most powerful postures in philosophy, and this is known as skepticism. There are two kinds of skepticism, local and global skepticism. And local skepticism is like when you take a news report or you're reading your textbook and you're accepting everything you just read and you're acquiring it to your knowledge. When we use local skepticism, we're always checking with another source to make sure that we're correct. For example, we may Google something that we hear on the news or something that we read in our textbook just to make sure that it's accurate and to make sure that this is the truth that we're hearing. Scientists always say that it's always best to check things yourself and don't always rely on the experts because sometimes even the experts can be wrong. Global skepticism is questioning all of our knowledge, even the idea of if we even have knowledge. Global skeptics doubt everything that we know and we believe in. Plato even suggested that you might weigh data from your senses against what your reason tells you. Descartes questioned whether you could even trust your reason because the only thing that he knew for sure was that we must be conscious. He said, well, I'm thinking, so therefore I must be conscious. He did question, though, that even though we are conscious, does our body exist? So, my question for you is, how do we use local and global skepticism in our everyday lives? Thanks, and I'll see you next week.